What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Before we jump in today, make sure you smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. The support has been absolutely incredible, and we're just getting started here. All right, let's get right into this. So there's something that dropped yesterday that has the entire league talking, and honestly, I think the MLB is a little terrified of what this could mean. We're talking about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and a transformation that nobody saw coming. Look, this offseason has been wild for the Jays. We've seen trades, free agency moves, all kinds of roster shakeups. But what Vlad just revealed, this is different. This is a statement. Vlad posted on Instagram yesterday showing off his body transformation with his trainer. And I'm telling you right now, this is seriously impressive stuff. We're not talking about some minor weight loss or a little bit of muscle gain. This dude completely transformed his physique. And here's what makes this even more significant. Vlad just came off arguably his best season as a Blue Jay. He helped carry this team all the way to the World Series. They had one of the deepest playoff runs in franchise history. Most guys would take that offseason, relax a little bit, enjoy the success, right? Not Vlad. He went the complete opposite direction. Instead of being satisfied with where the team finished, instead of just coasting into spring training, he completely dedicated himself to getting into the best shape of his career. When you look at the photos, the difference is staggering. He's shed significant weight. He's leaner, more defined, and you can tell he's been putting in serious work. This isn't just about looking good in photos either. This is about preparing his body to dominate at the highest level. Think about what this really means. The Blue Jays got a taste of the World Series. They experienced the absolute heartbreak of losing Game 7 by literal inches. That kind of loss breaks some players. It makes them question everything. But for Vlad, it lit a fire. He took that pain, that disappointment, and turned it into fuel. Now he's coming back looking like an absolute monster, and the rest of the league should be paying attention. The work ethic this shows is incredible. Vlad is projected to be the Jays' primary first baseman again this season, starting probably around 130 games like he did last year. He's showing everyone, his teammates especially, what it takes to compete for championships. You can't get complacent. You can't rest on last year's success. Every single offseason is an opportunity to get better, and Vlad is leading by example. I've seen some people on social media saying stuff like, well, he's a professional athlete, he should be in shape anyway. Sure, that's technically true, but context matters here. Vlad did what he did last season in the shape he was in then. He was already performing at an elite level. Now he's taken it to another level entirely. If he was this good before, what's he going to be capable of now? That's the scary part for opposing pitchers. Rob Wong actually posted a comparison on Twitter showing Vlad's physique from this time last year compared to now, and the difference is night and day. Last offseason he was in decent shape, sure, but nothing like this. The dedication it takes to make this kind of transformation in one offseason is remarkable. And the strength gains that come with this kind of training? That could translate to even more power at the plate, though a lot of that will still come down to his approach and plate discipline. Here's what really gets me excited as a Jays fan. This transformation tells me Vlad is locked in mentally. He's not thinking about contract negotiations. He's not worried about where he might play in the future. He's focused on one thing: winning. That mentality is contagious. When your best player shows up to camp in the best shape of his life, it raises the bar for everyone else. Other guys see that and realize they need to step up too. And speaking of stepping up, let's talk about the rest of this roster for a second. People are freaking out about losing Bo Bichette, I get it. But look at the potential bounce backs across this lineup. You've got Kazuma Okamoto, who we still haven't seen the ceiling for. Anthony Santander is coming back for a full, healthy season. The offensive production could easily improve in multiple areas even without Bo. Now, I want to touch on something that honestly blew my mind. MLB Network and MLB.com released their rankings recently, and they had Vlad as the 5th best first baseman in baseball. 5th. Are you kidding me? Not 5th in the entire league, just at first base. After the season he just had, after everything he's proven, that's absolutely ridiculous. I don't usually put much stock into these media rankings, but you know Vlad saw that. You know that's sitting in the back of his mind, another chip on his shoulder. Another reason to prove people wrong. It's actually hard to find first baseman better than Vlad when you really break it down. The combination of power, consistency, and durability he brings is rare. And now, with this body transformation, with the motivation from the media disrespect, with the hunger from falling short in the World Series, I'm telling you, we might see the best version of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. we've ever seen. Keegan Matheson wrote a great piece recently about how Vlad started 130 games at first last year, which is really the sweet spot. You don't want to overwork him, but you want him in there almost every day. The Jays have depth with guys like Okamoto and Clement who can spell him occasionally, and there's still talk they might add another first baseman, maybe someone like Brandon Belt or Justin Turner. Toronto has always liked having that veteran presence at the position behind Vlad. But here's something nobody's really talking about enough. Look at all the potential improvements across this roster. You've got Ernie Clement, Addison Barger, Vlad, obviously, and Santander. All four of those guys have legitimate room to be significantly better than they were last year. Barger had a solid rookie season, but it's not like he posted a 900 OPS or anything crazy. He showed flashes. There's definitely more there. The advanced metrics on Clement suggest he should perform better. Santander had a down year by his standards and should absolutely bounce back. When you add all that up, it could more than replace whatever production they lose from Bo. The only real regression candidate is George Springer, and even that's not guaranteed. He could easily maintain his level for another season. Spring training is basically here now. Reporters are already arriving at the facility. Hazel May posted yesterday that she's on scene wrapping up production with John Schneider. Dylan Cease even made a surprise cameo, which is cool to see. Schneider joked that we'll be seeing way more of Cease this year than him, which honestly is exactly what you want to hear from your manager. Let the talent do the talking. This all speaks to the culture the Jays are building. Everyone who's part of this organization is completely bought in. They prioritized getting Cease over keeping Bo because they identified starting pitching as the biggest need. And clearly, the players who are here love being part of it. There's a real sense of purpose in that clubhouse right now. Meanwhile, the rest of the division isn't standing still. The Red Sox just traded for Caleb Durbin, who's a really solid player. That move takes them out of the running for Enzo Paredes, but it shows they're still actively trying to improve. The American League East is going to be an absolute bloodbath this year. Every team is making moves. Everyone's getting better. I still think the Jays might make another move, maybe for a power-hitting outfielder or another first base option. But even if they don't, I feel really good about where this roster stands. When I rank the AL East right now, I've got the Jays at number 1. The Yankees are right there in second or third. The Red Sox are making noise and could easily finish second. It's going to be incredibly tight at the top. The bottom line is this: Vlad's transformation isn't just about aesthetics. It's a statement of intent. It's him telling the league, telling his teammates, telling